Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lynn. Namaskar. Coming up in the next hour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures that the conspirators behind the Delhi car blast will not be spared. And he says that security agencies will get to the bottom of this controversy. Home Minister Amit Shah chairs a high-level meeting on the Delhi blast. Intelligence and police chiefs attend the meeting. A case is registered under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and the Explosives Act, as well as the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita. Police investigation continues in top gear. The Red Fort is closed to visitors for 3 days. Traffic restrictions are in place and diversions have been enforced to secure the crime scene. The Bhutanese king leads his nation in prayer for the victims of the Delhi car blast in Thimphu. And the US Senate has passed a bill to end the longest ever government shutdown, sending the bill to the House of Representatives now for approval. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today gave a stern warning to all those responsible for the Delhi car blast. He said that the conspirators will not be spared, and the Prime Minister also noted that he arrived in Bhutan with a heavy heart, as the horrific incident that occurred in Delhi last evening had deeply disturbed everyone. And he said that the entire nation stands with the grieving families, ensuring that the security agencies will get to the bottom of this conspiracy.
आज मैं यहां बहुत भारी मन से आया हूं। कल शाम दिल्ली में हुई भयावह घटना ने सभी के मन को व्यथित कर दिया है। मैं पीड़ित परिवारों का दुख समझता हूं। आज पूरा देश उनके साथ खड़ा है। मैं कल रात भर इस घटना की जांच में जुटी सभी एजेंसियों के साथ, सभी महत्वपूर्ण लोगों के साथ संपर्क में था, विचार विमर्श चलता था, जानकारियों के तार जोड़े जा रहे थे। हमारी एजेंसियां इस षड्यंत्र की तह तक जाएगी। इसके पीछे के षड्यंत्रकारियों को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। All those responsible will be brought to justice.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh echoed the same warning, saying that those responsible will be brought to justice and will not be spared under any circumstances.
First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt condolences to all those who lost their lives in the tragic incident that occurred in Delhi yesterday. I pray to God to grant strength and solace to the bereaved families in this hour of deep grief. From this platform, I wish to assure my citizens that the country's leading investigative agencies are conducting a swift and thorough inquiry into the incident. The findings of the investigation will soon be made public. I want to formally assure the nation that those responsible for this tragedy will be brought to the justice and will not be spared under any circumstances.
Meanwhile, the Home Minister Amit Shah today chaired a high-level security meeting on the blast with top security officers. and the Home Secretary was there, the Intelligence Bureau Chief was there, the Delhi Police Commissioner and the NIA Chief, besides other senior officials, attended this meeting. And the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir attended it virtually. The Home Minister already stressed that the top agencies in the country are investigating this incident, and they are doing so with full intensity, and that they would go in depth into the incident. A high-intensity explosion had ripped through a slow-moving car at a traffic signal near Delhi's Red Fort metro station on Monday evening, killing at least 8 people and injuring several others. Delhi police on Tuesday registered a case under sections of 16, 18 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and also various sections of the Explosives Act and the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita. And this all happened at the Kotwali police station.
कोतवाली थाने के अंदर एफआईआर दर्ज कर ली गई है। उसके अंदर यूएपीए एक्सप्लोजिव्स एक्ट और भारतीय न्याय संहिता की धाराओं के तहत मुकदमा दर्ज किया गया है। सीन ऑफ क्राइम देख रहे हैं। सीन ऑफ क्राइम के ऊपर फॉरेंसिक साइंस की एफएसएल की टीम भी है। उसके अलावा और भी स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज की दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम भी है, एनएसजी की टीम भी है, जो पूरे सीन ऑफ क्राइम को यहाँ पे एग्जामिन कर रही हैं, आसपास के इलाके को भी एग्जामिन कर रही हैं और जो भी इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए जरूरी एविडेंसेज और ट्रेसेस हैं वो सारे कलेक्ट किए जा रहे हैं।
The Delhi Fire Services received a call regarding an explosion near the metro station gate number 1 at around 18:52 IST yesterday. And the blast took place in a slow-moving car, following which several other vehicles also caught fire and sustained damage in the explosion. The area was cordoned off and the rapid action force has been deployed. The Delhi Fire Services received a call, as we said, regarding this explosion near the metro station gate number 1 at around 18:52 IST. The area was cordoned off and the rapid action force was deployed, and teams of the Delhi Police, National Investigation Agency and National Security Guard and Forensic Science Laboratory are investigating the incident. No terror outfit has so far claimed any responsibility for this attack. The national capital has been placed on a high alert, and strict vigil is being maintained at the airport, railway stations and bus terminals. The Delhi Traffic Police issued an advisory regarding restrictions as well as diversions that have been put in place in both the carriageways and the service roads in the Red Fort area. The Red Fort will remain closed for visitors from the 11th of November to the 13th of November 2025 following this car blast investigation. Family members of one of the deceased, Dinesh Mishra from Bharesh district of Uttar Pradesh, who was a victim and was killed in the blast, said that they had got the news from television.
दिनेश
अभी जानकारी मिली है दिल्ली में काम करते थे, क्या करते थे आप? मतलब यहाँ रहती हैं,
मजदूरी करते हैं।
कैसे जानकारी मिली आपको?
टीवी देखा था तो वहीं से जानकारी मिला।
कितने साल से वहाँ रहे?
10-12 साल।
जो दिल्ली में ब्लास्ट हुआ है उसमें जानकारी मिली?
जी माझी लड़का है जी।
क्या नाम?
दिनेश।
क्या करता था तुम?
ये कार्ड वाले दुकान पे काम करता है मजदूरी।
कैसे
जानकारी हम टीवी में जब देखा जी कि बम विस्फोट भा हो के अगल बगल क्वार्टर करे उनके, तो हम बड़े वाले लड़के के पास फ़ोन की कि देखो सही सलामत हो सब है कि वो बम दगा है। तो वो सब जब घेरे लगे तो इनके माझिल वाले लड़का का फ़ोन स्विच ऑफ। फिर और खोज की तो पता लग कि बम विस्फोट वहाँ ख़त्म हो गया।
Well, the uncle of one of the deceased, Norman, from Uttar Pradesh's Shamli district, he wants strict action against those responsible.
7 बजे वो सामान लेने के लिए दिल्ली गए थे, उसके बाद नहीं आ पाए। फिर हमारे पास कॉल आई थाने से या हॉस्पिटल से, हमें इस बारे में पता नहीं। तो वो बोले यहाँ से आ जाओ, इनका एक्सीडेंट हो गया लोकनायक हॉस्पिटल में। वहाँ जाके देखा उसकी डेड बॉडी पड़ी थी वहाँ से। हम यही चाहते हैं जी, जो जिसने वो काम करा उसका तो सख्त से सख्त कानूनी कार्रवाई हो।
And DD India correspondent Kriti Badera is outside the house of the Home Minister Amit Shah. She's been following developments closely. Kriti, what updates can you give us?
Well, Mark, the high-level security review meeting at Home Minister Amit Shah's residence has just been concluded a while ago, and all the chiefs, the officials of central agencies under investigations were part of this meeting. NIA's chief, NSG chief, and of course IB chief along with the Delhi Police Commissioner were part of this high-level meeting, and the Secretary of Home Ministry was also part of this meeting. And the major highlights of this meeting, which I would like to tell our viewers here, that a full-scale investigation has been ordered by Home Minister Amit Shah, and it's been said that no angle is being ruled out in terms of investigation about the Delhi car blast which happened last evening. And the case of course has been registered under UAPA and Explosive Acts, and when it comes to the coordination in between these central agencies under investigation have been advised, have been ordered to work cohesively with the Delhi police for this investigation. And Delhi police security personnel, around more than 200 security personnel of Delhi police have been deployed for the surveillance of the CCTV cameras where this vehicle took the route and where it was parked in the parking area near Red Fort. And we just can't neglect the fact that where the blast happened is the World Heritage Site of Red Fort, which comes under ASI, and Archaeological Survey of India has declared to shut the Red Fort for next 3 days. And at the same time, we can't neglect where this blast happened. In Old Delhi is a very densely populated area, and in the close vicinity of this Chandni Chowk, the resident itself, the residents of within the Chandni Chowk area are very closely connected in narrow streets. So there is a sense of panic in Old Delhi when it comes to when we spoke to the people there. And Delhi police with its all security personnel is trying hard to investigate about the blast. All the teams of these central agencies and Delhi police have been working out rigorously in the entire night. And just to tell you here that where the blast happened, just a kilometer away, there's this Old Delhi railway station, and the blast, the spot of the blast, the adjacent to this blast spot is Lajpat Rai market, where the wholesale electronic equipments market is there. So due to all this commercial activities, there is a sense of panic there. Major shops in and around Red Fort area are shut today. And Delhi police is, with all its investigations, is trying to give a secure, Delhi to its Delhiites. And especially, when it comes to security of Delhiites, security personnel have been deployed on public places. There's a rigorous security check on metro stations, on these heritage sites. So these are the developments of Delhi police, in coordination with these central agencies. And of course, as Amit Shah, the Home Minister, has said that no corner will be left out, and from all the perspectives, this investigation is underway.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Kriti Vadera, for giving us all the developments and all the information from outside the residence of the Home Minister Amit Shah. A full investigation has been ordered by the Home Ministry. Let's talk to Jessica Taneja, who is outside the Red Fort now, and the scene there, which Kriti was actually talking about a little while earlier about how the narrow lanes of Chandni Chowk and all those places. So how's that area been affected? Because the Red Fort has been closed now for 3 days, Jessica.
Those 3 days will be open after but the state is still seeing a lot of security presence. Right behind me, you see rapid action force personnel also stationed here along with the other investigative agencies working again, doing their work to ascertain the cause behind the deadly car blast that took place just a few meters away from where I am now. This morning was a different morning in the region. Although the Red Fort is closed for viewing on Monday, but on Tuesday onwards it does get quite busy. Tourists with viewing the 7th century monuments in more ways than one is symbolic. Here's where the Prime Minister is speech when it comes to any other particular historical and cultural relevance as well. This case has been very significant and there's a lot of people in a day's time, and now this place remains shut. We'll try and get you more details as to what the investigative agencies have been able to do.
Jessica, we are not able to hear you properly because of some sorts of disturbance, but thank you very much for joining us all the same with those inputs. Now, the Uttar Pradesh Police, the ATS, the Jammu and Kashmir Police and the Lucknow Police, they've jointly conducted raids at several locations in Lucknow. Every small and big vehicle, is being checked following the incident in the national capital last evening. The states of Maharashtra, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Hyderabad, Gujarat and Uttarakhand are also on high alert. And so is Bihar. It's voting today in the second phase and the final phase of voting for the state elections. Following the explosion, the cause of which is still being ascertained, the nation has been put on alert. There's a nationwide alert that has been sounded, leading to enhanced security in crowded areas. As we said, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Hyderabad, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Uttarakhand are on high alert, and so is Bihar. Authorities in Kerala too have been directed to strengthen security across the state. And security has been wrapped up significantly in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag district. Joint operations by the Jammu and Kashmir Police, the Central Reserve Police Force and the Indian Army are underway, involving systematic cordon and search operations and also heavy patrolling across forested and sensitive areas. Okay, these visuals on your screen with that number plate being encircled are exclusive CCTV footage of a white I-20 car moments before the blast. The police are going through the CCTV footage and also nearby roads and parking toll areas and plazas. The footage is being closely examined to determine the route of the car and who was driving the car, who had brought the vehicle into the parking area, who entered and exited the car, and who later drove it out. Investigators are also tracing the vehicle's full route from where it originated and how it reached the Red Fort and how it actually later proceeded towards the traffic signal located directly in front of the monument. They are actually questioning locals. They are asking eyewitnesses to share information about any suspicious activity in the lead up to the incident. And mobile dump data is also being gathered. And these are visuals from the blast site. In fact, a team of forensic science, laboratory and security personnel are present there. It's to be noted that the blast was so powerful that it shattered windows of vehicles parked several meters away and was heard in nearby buildings of this congested region and area. In fact, the Red Fort has been closed, as we said, for 3 days till November 13th in view of the investigation, and the Delhi Metro line has also been closed, the Lal Killa Metro station, because of security reasons. While it formed that all other nations, I beg your pardon, it has been informed that all other stations are functioning normally. The Traders Association also has informed that Chandni Chowk, the market there, will be closed on Tuesday because of the blast. The political fraternity across the globe has condoled the loss of lives in the Delhi explosion. The European Union's ambassador to India, along with the envoy of France and the Egyptian embassy, they have condoled the loss of lives in the Delhi blast on Monday evening. The U.S. State Department, the Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs, has expressed condolences over the high-intensity blast near Delhi's historic Red Fort. Extending condolences over the incident, President Moizu of the Maldives has stood in solidarity with the people and the government of India in the difficult time. Condolences have also poured in from ambassadors of Russia, Japan, the UK and Argentina. The ambassadors extended prayers for the injured and the deceased. The embassy of Iran also expressed deep sorrow and conveyed sympathy. And Bhutan's Prime Minister Shering Tobgay offered condolences and prayers for the deceased members.
We are deeply shocked at the incident that took place yesterday near the Red Fort. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims and those who are still recovering from the incident yesterday, their friends and their families. And even as investigations are going on, we stand in solidarity with the government and all the people of India.
In the last 30 days, Indian security agencies have arrested multiple suspects across several states linked with multiple terror outfits, highlighting the ongoing fight against militancy in the country. In Punjab, the police busted a Babar Khalsa international terror module, arresting 2 people and seizing an RDX-fitted improvised explosive device. The Punjab police also busted a cross-border organized arms and narcotics smuggling module with links to Pakistan, where 3 were held with 10 pistols and 500 grams of opium. In Andhra Pradesh, police arrested In Andhra Pradesh, police arrested 2 members of a WhatsApp group run by the terrorist organization Jaish-e-Mohammed. The Delhi police arrested 2 suspected ISIS terrorists who were in the process of planning a major terror strike. In Maharashtra, the anti-terrorist squad arrested a Pune resident over alleged Al-Qaeda links and booked him under the UAPA. In Rajasthan, ATS arrested a cleric for his links with the terror outfit Tehreek-e-Taliban and radicalizing youth. 3 ISIS terrorists were arrested in Gujarat for planning attacks in India. Jammu and Kashmir police, in a joint operation with the Haryana police, achieved a major success against militancy by busting an interstate militant module and recovering 2,900 kilograms of IED making materials. Earlier, the Jammu and Kashmir police on Monday had busted an interstate and transnational terror module. They had arrested 7 people and seized 2,900 kilograms of possible ammonium nitrate in the past 15 days. Out of the total recovery, 360 kilograms of the possible ammonium nitrate was recovered from the house of a doctor in Haryana's Faridabad. Besides timers and batteries, arms, ammunition, including assault rifles and walkie-talkies, were recovered. According to officials, the recovery was made during a raid at the Al-Falah Hospital in Faridabad, based on information provided by Dr. Adil Ahmed Radar during interrogation. Another doctor, Dr. Muzamil Shakil, who was employed at the hospital, has also been arrested in connection with the case. The joint operation between the Haryana police and the J&K police is still underway. In Bangladesh, several bomb blasts, gunfire and arson in different parts of Dhaka have raised major security concerns ahead of next week's political demonstrations. Unidentified miscreants carried out crude bomb explosions in Moti Jheel, Paltan and Mirpur areas, setting vehicles and shops on fire. Police termed it an act of sabotage and tightened security with checkpoints across the city. The Home Ministry has urged citizens to remain calm and cooperate with the authorities. You're watching DD India Newshour. Let's continue.
This week on Defense Dynamic, we decode why for India a unified rocket force is no longer an option but a strategic necessity, which Asian navies are redefining the undersea power balance in the Indian Ocean, and why Pakistan's Hangoor-class submarine may not be the game changer it's claimed to be. We break down India's engine dream as Defense Minister calls to build jet engines in India by Indians and on Indian soil. And in my take, how the Russia-Iran railway corridor is redrawing the map of Eurasian geopolitics. Catch the sharpest insights on power, posture and strategy this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
You're watching DD India News. I'm Mark Lynn. Here's a recap of our headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures that the conspirators behind the Delhi car blast will not be spared. He says security agencies will get to the bottom of the controversy. The Home Minister Amit Shah has chaired a high-level meeting on the Delhi blast. Intelligence and police chiefs have attended this meeting. Case has been registered under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and the Explosives Act and the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita. Police investigation continues in top gear. Red Fort is closed to visitors for 3 days. Traffic restrictions and diversions have been enforced to secure the crime scene. The Bhutanese king has led his nation in prayer for the victims of the Delhi car blast in Thimphu. And the US Senate passes a bill to end the longest ever government shutdown and has now sent the bill to the House of Representatives for approval. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived this morning in Bhutan's Paro International Airport on a 2-day state visit to the Himalayan kingdom. Now, in Thimphu, Prime Minister Modi, he attended a program which marks the 70th birth anniversary or the birthday of His Majesty the 4th Druk Gyalpo in Thimphu. Addressing the gathering there, the Prime Minister hoped that the two countries will walk the path of peace, prosperity and shared progress.
भूटान सिर्फ सीमाओं से नहीं, संस्कृतियों से भी जुड़े हैं। हमारा रिश्ता वैल्यूज का है, इमोशंस का है, पीस का है, प्रोग्रेस का है। 2014 में प्रधानमंत्री पद की शपथ लेने के बाद मुझे अपनी पहली विदेश यात्रा में भूटान आने का अवसर मिला था। मैं आज भी उस यात्रा को याद करता हूं तो मन भावनाओं से भर जाता है। भारत और भूटान के संबंध इतने सशक्त और समृद्ध हैं। हम मुश्किलों में भी साथ थे, हमने चुनौतियों का सामना भी मिलकर किया, और आज जब हम प्रोग्रेस की प्रॉस्पेरिटी की तरफ चल पड़े हैं, तब भी हमारा साथ और मजबूत हो रहा है।
Besides, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Bhutanese King will inaugurate the Punat Sangchu 2 hydro project, and this is jointly developed by India and Bhutan. The Prime Minister said that the project will increase Bhutan's hydropower capacity by 40%. He added that both the sides, they are taking steps to cooperate in the solar energy sector as well.
आज भूटान में 1000 मेगावाट से अधिक का एक नया हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, जिससे भूटान की हाइड्रो पावर कैपेसिटी में 40% की बढ़ोतरी हुई है। इतना ही नहीं, लंबे समय से रुके हुए एक और हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोजेक्ट पर भी फिर से काम शुरू होने जा रहा है। और ये हमारी पार्टनरशिप सिर्फ हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक तक सीमित नहीं है। अब हम सोलर एनर्जी में भी एक साथ बड़े कदम उठा रहे हैं।
And DD India correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh now joins us from Thimphu. In fact, we are going to get in touch with Shubhendu Ghosh very shortly, and we'll talk to him a little bit about this project and also about what has happened so far on the Prime Minister's visit there. Now we can see Shubhendu. Shubhendu is with us. Shubhendu, first put into perspective, you know, the solidarity, the symbolism of that entire gathering, you know, coming together and praying for the victims of the Delhi blast.
That's right, Mark. We did witness earlier today a certain duality. While on the one hand it was a celebration for the birth anniversary of the 4th King of Bhutan, at the same time there was also a somber mood, heavy-heartedness for the deadly incident that took place last night in Delhi. And when Prime Minister addressed thousands of people from across Bhutan who had gathered at the stadium, at the celebration stadium, his first thoughts were for the victims of the Delhi blast. And earlier, when I was speaking to the Prime Minister of Bhutan, he also shared his condolences. He shared that it's an important occasion today. Prime Minister is coming, but everyone is very, very disturbed and hurt by what has happened in Delhi, and the prayers are with the victims and the families. So in that sense, we did see a great a symbol of solidarity, the people really coming together to stand by India, just as India stands with Bhutan in solidarity as far as its own development journey is concerned. And going forward, Mark, now we'll witness some important projects focusing on the development partnership. You mentioned the hydropower project. It's the P2 hydropower projects. There have been multiple mega hydropower projects that India has helped Bhutan construct in the kingdom. This is going to be the largest of them all. Once it becomes activated today, officially, it's inaugurated. Bhutan's energy capacity to produce energy through hydropower is going to increase by 40%. So that's a very, very significant milestone for Bhutan and also for India. Remember, most of the electricity and power produced by these hydropower plants are exported to India, and the revenue that is generated helps Bhutan take its development journey forward. So in that sense, we saw a very special spiritual gathering, a sense of solidarity, and now the focus turns to the development partnership.
Absolutely, indeed. And you talked about the energy cooperation, especially in terms of hydroelectricity and how it is connected to our national grid. But, you know, Bhutan is an eco-sensitive area, and it is a place which has achieved carbon negative status. Clearly, the air must be very pure, and the very idea of this of development there is very much in tune with what the Prime Minister was also talking about, a sort of a biodiversity which respects everything towards peace. You know, put this into context for us. You've been in Bhutan for some time. The deeper idea of their idea of gross national happiness and how it's connected with all this around.
That's right, Mark. And first to put in context, I mean, one can also sort of really see how clear the air is. And yes, it's remarkably fresh and clean air that Bhutan is known for. But we also know that over the years and decades, Bhutan has very consciously focused on the philosophy of sustainable development, an index which looks at not just economic development, but happiness, sort of a net happiness, a net prosperity of the people of Bhutan, and the manner in which that can be achieved through organic and sustainable manner. So in that context, Bhutan does present a model, as it were, of the way in which sustainable development can also lead to economic and organic holistic development of the people of any country. There is also this COP30 summit that is coming up in Brazil that is taking place there. Bhutan also presents a model to other countries, the manner in which economic progress and sustainable development can be managed together. And in that journey, India happens to be a very, very important partner. These hydropower projects, which is a source of clean energy, both for Bhutan and for India, are something that India's expertise makes possible. Collaboration between India and Bhutan makes these hydropower projects possible. Now we learn that this power cooperation, energy cooperation is expanding significantly to other sectors as well. Solar power is being taken forward significantly in Bhutan, given that even in the winter months, it's quite sunny here. So India is playing an important role to also help Bhutan harness that potential. So that philosophy of sustainability that Bhutan spreads to the world, India is an important partner in that.
Indeed, and Bhutan strategically located also as it is, you know, between India and China, and also very important for India's northeast. And in the past, you know, the Kingdom of Bhutan was being used by insurgent groups in the northeast, but it was King Jigme Singye Wangchuk who took out, you know, an operation called Operation All Clear, where he led his army, he himself personally leading his army against some 30-odd camps in Bhutan, which is also a sign of the great solidarity that the two countries share, that their own king was on the front, you know, getting rid of insurgents who were working against India.
Absolutely, Mark. And you said it right. Former King Jigme Singye Wangchuk, whose birth anniversary is also being observed here in Bhutan, and Prime Minister was the special guest the function the visuals of which we saw earlier. He was responsible for many of these reforms that we've been talking about. Security is an important aspect. The friendship with India, the civilizational ties, the spiritual Buddhist ties that India and Bhutan have enjoyed, and the manner in which they've also matured into modern development partnership. There had to be an environment which was free of any kind of security threat. And in that, former King Jigme Singye Wangchuk played a key role in ensuring that the security aspect of the relationship gets in focus. And he was also significantly responsible for this happiness index. The very concept was, in fact, coined by him. Sustainable development, making sure that the natural heritage of Bhutan is not sacrificed in its sort of ambition to become an economically more prosperous nation, was also a vision that was laid down, and which is the present king taking forward. So yes, the legacy of Jigme Singhe Wangchuk, the fourth king of Bhutan, is significant in that sense. And that also explains why his birth anniversary becomes so important, not just for the people of Bhutan, but for people of India and Prime Minister Modi.
We leave it there for the moment. Thanks very much, Shubhendu Ghosh, for joining us from Bhutan. Moving on to the latest updates on the state assembly elections in Bihar, which is the Indian state of Bihar. And the state is witnessing the second and final phase of the high-stakes assembly elections of 2025, November 11, that is. And voting began for these 122 constituencies in the second phase. In 20 districts, it started at 7 in the morning, and approximately 47.62% of the voters had cast their votes by around 1 o'clock or 1300 hours IST. This is the concluding phase, as we've said. Gaya has recorded the highest voter turnout already of 50.95% by 1 p.m. There are still several hours left for voting. And, the total of 1,302 candidates are contesting in this phase. Security has been significantly tightened across sensitive and vulnerable booths, and paramilitary forces have been stationed in key areas. The counting of votes is to take place on the 14th of November. Meanwhile, the Chormara village in Jamui district welcomed the polling team at the booth, and this is the first time that this polling booth has established, a polling booth has been established in this village. Earlier it was under Naxal control, so the district administration also made it a model polling booth to motivate the voters. And DD India correspondent Deepika Mehto is joining us from Gaya in Bihar, and also DD India correspondent Siddharth Bardwaj, I can see, is joining us from Dinara. Well, thanks very much, both of you, for being with us. Let's start with you, Deepika. So what has the polling been like in the constituency where you are? And generally, what have voters been talking to you about? And why are they coming out in large numbers to vote?
Good afternoon, Mark. That's a very interesting question, because we asked the similar question to the voters here, because phase 1 already saw a record voter turnout, and we are expecting the same from phase 2 as well. As you just mentioned, that 47.62% is the current voting trend as per 1 p.m. according to the Indian Standard Time. And the constituency which is leading right now is Kishanganj, and after that comes Gayaji at 50.95%. And we here had a word with the voters who said that peaceful voting, the process is so peaceful which is currently undergoing, that they are enjoying coming and voting here. And not only this, Election Commission of India have also left no stone unturned to make it an interesting one. Straight from different polling booths, from smart polling booths, model polling booths, to polling booths for differently abled, and the normal polling booths as well. Election Commission of India have made several sort of arrangements, including the beefed up security arrangements, especially what happened after the Delhi attack there in the Red Fort yesterday. So after that, security has been beefed up across all the 122 constituencies here in Bihar as well, which are going to poll in the second phase. I'll quickly request my camera person to pan and show you the visuals of the people who are queuing up here in Gayaji at one of the polling booths where we are here. And you can see the line here. So many voters have come here in large numbers, and this has been the case. This has been the trend at this particular polling station since morning. However, what we've seen in the past result is that whenever we witness any polling process which happens between 3 to 4, there is a lean time, and after 4 o'clock again the pace picks up. But here we've been seeing constant crowd which has been coming in large numbers to come here and vote. Mark.
Indeed. Let me go across to Siddharth. Siddharth, are you seeing the same kind of enthusiasm in the polling booth that you are at, as Deepika has been explaining to us? Well, Siddharth, we're having problem with your audio, so I'll come back to you in a minute while we sort that out. Let's continue with Deepika. So, Deepika, you were talking a little bit about what is on the voters' mind as well. You've been stationed in Bihar for a little while. Can you put into context for us, the festivity that actually democracy is and the great awareness amongst the political class and the voters in Bihar, because Bihar is a very politically aware state. Everyone seems to know about the politics of the state in some great detail.
That's very right. They really seem to know about their candidates as well, and about other seats candidates as well. The people of Bihar are really smart when we talk about their political, sense of grabbing all the things which are happening in and around, and that reflects on the voter turnout this time. So when we went to the ground and we talked about the issues, that what are the issues they are having, and what is that driving their voting choice. So they said that they have different issues, straight from migration to job employment opportunities to having different sort of arrangements, and especially when we talk about the law and order arrangement in specific areas, because Bihar is a very, very large state, very vast state, and there are areas which are really backward, from Kampala village in Jahanabad to other areas like Araval, which have been really dominated by caste system, and especially the Bhumihars here, because Muslim and Yadav is altogether a different fight, but there is a different fight in the Bhumihars as well. So that have also been the issues of people here. But when we talk to the young voters in the first phase, we saw around 15 lakh first time voters. In the second phase, we are witnessing around 7.9 lakh first time voters. All of them said that they really want to avoid migration. They want to have more job opportunities here in the state as well, so that they don't have to go anywhere outside Bihar, and can create in Bihar and make in Bihar and make Bihar more prominent and incredible. So the festivities around Bihar have also been equally, are being rather celebrated by the people here, because Election Commission of India held different Rangoli competitions at different spots as well, and they've been having different sort of activities all together in all the areas. They did that in phase 1 as well, and they are doing that in phase 2 as well, and especially at the modern polling booth, they are also offering sweets and toffees to all the voters who are coming to vote.
Okay, thanks very much, Deepika, for joining us, and I'm told that Siddharth is back with us once again. Siddharth, so over to you. Let me open the door then for you to give us your ground report.
Definitely, Mark, and excitement is there. It's quite visible here. I'm in Dinara Assembly constituency in Rohtas district, and the voting is going on in full swing here. And I would like to request my camera person to actually show our viewers how it's systematically the voting is being done. And you can also see the security arrangements here. People are there in the queues, and there is a separate line for women. There is a separate line for men, and the voting is going on in full swing. The women participation that we are seeing in these election is absolutely amazing, and people are very, very excited when they are coming to vote. And since 7 a.m. we are here, and people are lined up, and it's not the queue is not broken since 7 a.m. It's the same, and people are really, really excited. It's this time, and the excitement level is actually the same. The Election Commission of India has made elaborate arrangements as far as security is concerned, as far as the facilities for the voters are concerned. They have proper drinking water here. You have also ramp for persons with disabilities and other facilities as well. As far as the security is concerned, there is a real-time monitoring that is happening. So all in all, the arrangements for the voters are elaborate, and the excitement is certainly visible. This is the third constituency which I am visiting since the time the polling has started, and the excitement which I am seeing is absolutely amazing. This goes on to show that how excited people are to vote, and the trends my colleague Deepika told you is certainly shows that how aware people are when it comes to voting, and they are now understanding the value of their vote. and that's the reason why they're coming in large numbers. I told you earlier as well that there are 15 lakh plus first-time voters who are very, very excited. When we have a word with them from ground zero, they are very, very excited. They say that we are voting for development, and same is the statement coming out from the women who have come here to vote. They're saying that they are voting for development. They are very, very happy with the way, the government is doing, but they want more. There's a room for more, and that's the reason they are voting. So excitement is absolutely stunning here. At this polling booth where I am in Dinara, and when we talk about the historic voter turnout of 65+%, we also expect the voter turnout to surpass the voter turnout in the first phase. The way we are seeing people coming here and voting. So all in all, they are voting for development, and they're coming in large numbers. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks very much, Siddharth, for joining us from Dinara, and Deepika from Gayaji. Thanks for both of you. And the message coming out from that high voter turnout, as Siddharth says, is that it's likely to surpass the 65% that voted in the first phase. Now, moving on to our next story, the US Senate passed legislation to reopen the government and to end that record-long 40-day shutdown. The US President Donald Trump backed the measure, making it likely that this bill could come to his desk within days. Meanwhile, the consequences of the shutdown have been compounding. The U.S. airlines had cancelled more than 2,000 flights, and the Federal Civil Aviation Administration had limited private flights, at a dozen of U.S. airports, major ones, that is. Here's the report.
The US Senate on Monday passed a bill that will fund the government through January 30th and fund some agencies like the Department of Agriculture and Veteran Affairs for the remainder of the fiscal year. The bill narrowly passed by a 60-40 vote. 8 Democrats voted for the bill, while Senator Rand Paul was the only Republican to vote against the bill. It next heads to the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, where Speaker Mike Johnson said that he's expecting the lower chamber to hold a vote on government funding as early as Wednesday. If it passes there, it would go to President Donald Trump for a signature and end the government shutdown now in its 41st day. The final version of the bill extends government funding through January 2026. It also includes 3-year-long funding bills for various federal agencies and programs and reinstates federal workers who were laid off during the shutdown. Earlier, Trump said on Monday that the deal to end the government shutdown was very good, adding that he would abide by the agreement while noting some terms might still change.
Well, I will be. I'll abide by the deal. The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system. I hope that we're going to be able to have a health care where Lindsay and I were discussing it, Jim and I were discussing it, and Katie, we discussed it. We want a health care system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies.
Meanwhile, thousands of flights were cancelled at the nation's busiest airports. US President Donald Trump on Monday demanded air traffic controllers return to work, threatening to curtail the pay of any controller who did not go back. Trump stood by the claim in his post that he would send a $10,000 bonus for anyone who worked throughout the entirety of the shutdown. Trump also said his administration will begin establishing a new air traffic control system in the coming weeks.
We are now in the process, we're in final bids of getting the finest system anywhere in the world. I've analyzed it. Sean Duffy has been working really hard on it, doing a fantastic job, by the way. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be handing out the finest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. All the towers will be equipped.
Despite Trump's threatening social media post, the Federal Aviation Administration reported late on Monday that it had staffing issues at nearly 24 air traffic facilities across the United States. Given how extensive the disruptions were, airline executives were pessimistic that the FAA would lift the restrictions anytime soon. Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India News Hour. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. For For those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code and download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.